Hello again. Today is July 9th, 2025, and I'm still trying to complete my series of talking about all the pairings in play. And so finally, we're at the final pairing that's with Hamin. So this is the last pairing of of I'm kind of losing my voice. No, I'm losing my mind. Okay, I'm losing my mind because I'm getting tired and I do need to take a nap because I am still injured right now, but I'm slowly getting better and the sleep is surely helping me heal. So, sorry. So this is the final pairing video that's with Hamin. So I already did Hamin with Uno, Pombi, Noah, and now finally we're at Yejun, and I'll continue the rest of the pairings another time when I can. So finally, the last one is Hamin with Yejun, and so I have here their first live stream video together, and they did this on February 14, Valentine's Day, 2023. But I don't think they do anything Valentine's Day in this episode. No, they don't. Okay, they're so silly. So Valentine's Day 2023, it's Yejun and Hamin. That's very cute. And so um as Hamin is still getting used to being a virtual singer, he is still so shy in all of his early videos. Like, I think it's not until late March or April of 2023 that's when he's finally more comfortable with live streams. And so yeah, anytime when we see these old videos, he's still shy and still meek and still getting used to it. But I do think that's very endearing about him. And so, with him doing this live stream with Yejun, he declares right away, I am a huge fan of Yejun. So, this is the start of how they formed their pairing name, which is Yeline. So, I don't think they ever had any other name. I don't think so. So I believe their only pairing name is only Yeline. So Yejun is taken from his name Ye, and because Hamin is such a huge fan of Yejun from the beginning, when they first met, he's always been a huge fan of his. So it just came to be they became Yeline. So Yejun is like, yeah, so I guess you're part of my line, because during this time they had this debate of like, Uno, would he join Noah's line or Yejun's line? So they've always started these lines since the beginning. And anyway, so but Hamin, even though he is closer with Noah than he is with Yejun, but as a fan, he really likes Yejun as a fan the most, and so he decided he wants to be part of Yeline. So that is their pairing name ever since the beginning. And then how has their friendship and Yeline developed until now? I will talk about that during this entire video. So, I did find it very endearing. Like, I couldn't really understand why Hamin liked Yejun so much, but he just says that he's just a huge fan of his singing, and everything just about his personality. I think that Hamin like knew Yejun like as a person before play. That's my feeling on why is he like suddenly like a huge fan of his, right? So I think he knew Yejun before play, but of course was not friends with him yet. So then after joining play, he's like, oh my gosh, you're in play, I'm a huge fan of yours. So I think that's how that happened, of why Hamin says he's a fan of Yejun. And so that's what I think started with him being his biggest fanboy. And as we go into their timeline of how their friendship developed, as we see from the beginning, they're still shy with each other. Like Hamin is like, I see you more as like I'm your big fan, but it's not like a super closeness where like we're brothers or we're friends, like not to that level yet. And so I think that's how it always has been in the beginning, since becoming play with each other. And yeah, we can clearly see here their body language, and just Hamin is like more shy and like more like, oh, I'm like admiring you from afar, like this kind of like that kind of thing, like look how happy he is. He's just, oh my gosh, I'm like here talking with Yejun. So it's just that kind of feeling. But this live stream is one of their more popular ones because there's a lot of funny things that happen in this live stream. So I'll just do, yeah, yeah, it says here most replay. So first off, Yejun had lots of wardrobe malfunctions. So sadly, if you could see there, yeah, his feet was showing through his shoe and he doesn't notice it until a bit later. He's gonna notice it soon. Yeah, yeah. So they move the chairs because they're gonna do some dancing. But then that's when Yejin is like, oh my gosh, yeah, yeah. And then they make fun of it. No, no, not dancing. Sorry, they're gonna do some taekwondo things. But then yeah, now he. And then Hamin like blocks him because yeah he's not wearing socks. So Hamin makes fun of like, why are you not wearing socks? He's like, oh no, yeah, I've been caught. Yeah, I'm not wearing socks. And then anyway, so then as they continue with this wardrobe malfunction, it gets even worse. Like Yejin's pants, yeah, so it's just it keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and then finally like their staff closes the screen to fix his clothes, and thankfully they do fix it. And then yeah, so then they go about the rest of the live stream as so. But then the highlight of this live stream is that they play this horror game together. And we see Yejun play horror games before this. Like we'll talk about that when I talk about their other pairings. But this is really so I cannot watch scary games, so I don't want to show too much of the scary stuff. But this is honestly like, I only like hear it and can see a little bit of what happened when I know that nothing too scary is gonna happen. But this is seriously such a scary game. So for anyone that wants to watch this later, like, do keep in mind it is quite a scary game. Except Hamin though, he must have guts of steel. He rarely, just like something could startle him. Like if something pops up, it could startle him. But he does not feel scared at all while playing this game, and I was so impressed with that. But him and Uno are the best at playing scary games, and so that just really blows my mind how they have such guts of steel. But Yejun is a total chicken, and me too. Me and Yejun, we are the same of total chicken. But sometimes I want to admit I think he is more afraid than me. I don't know, because he he screams, he like cowers, he is like, I think, afraid of everything. But it's really funny to see him get scared. I'm sorry to say it, but it's, what can we do? It's so hilarious the way that he reacts and everything. But he doesn't feel bad. He's just being himself, and he's like, if that entertains you guys, that's all. That doesn't matter to me. So yeah. So if you want to see on the more positive side of them playing the scary game, Yejun's reactions are really too funny, and the various times when he cowers it's really hilarious. So yeah, so this was the beginning of Yejun and Hamin as we see how they continue with their friendship, also all the silly things that they do together. And I will go through the highlights of the other silly things that they do. So let's see the next live stream. This one they do on April 10th, 2023. So about a month since their debut, and we do see them feel more comfortable. I think we can already see it already.
잘 지냈나요? 네. 형잘 지내셨나요? 잘 지냈죠. 네.
Yeah, don't they already sound so comfortable already? Yeah, and Hamin, this is in April. He totally feels more comfortable. So I really like to see his development. Hamin the most, his development, like when he gets more comfortable of being on live streams and being a virtual singer, is very nice to see. And so, anyways, this live stream is a very normal one. They talk about things. They talk about, oh yeah, it's been they debut, and then how they feel and all that stuff. And look, just Hamin looks so much more happy and comfortable, right? It's so amazing to see. It's only been 2 months since the last live stream of when he was still like, shy and awkward. But yeah, time. He's just flying. He's flying rapidly on how much more comfortable. Look at him, right? Just how much more comfortable he is. But this is like one of the, like, I swear Hamin is there for Yejun's viral moments. I think so. And so when I was looking through all their live streams that they've done, just the two of them, I'm like, oh my gosh, Hamin has been there for most of Yejun's viral moments. And so in this live stream, so we see that they're more comfortable with each other, and it's just, but Hamin still sees Yejun as like, I'm still a big fan of yours, and like yeah, he still like sees him as like a fan. But we'll see very soon later how friendship develops. And so we're still at that stage of just Hamin being his big fanboy. And so in this segment, Hamin teaches Yejun to do some dances. And so here here they're learning Lasetta themes anti-fragile. That's right. And so this catapults Yejun's butt action. So we just saw it a little bit there, but we'll see more later. So yeah, thanks to Anti-Fragile having that butt choreography, we most likely would have never known that Yejun is really good at shaking his butt. So it's 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 wild. So it's wild. So when I first saw this and Yejun is shaking that butt, and I'm just like, I can't believe he can shake his butt so well. Look at so I think Yejun didn't know this either until now, and so he's like, aren't I really good at shaking my butt? Like he says that a lot during this live stream as well. And yeah, and then Hami's like, yeah, I didn't know this either. You're very good at shaking your butt. Look. So Yejun realizing this and just this has continued forever in play history of Yejun's butt. And like I talked about this in Uno's and Hamin's Uno and Hamin's live stream of their mascot for Y is Yedongi, which is the nickname for Yejun's butt. And so that, thanks to Yejun being able to shake his butt so well, also became the mascot for their Y single. It's really hilarious. And yeah, so they go about learning the dance, and seriously, Yejun's butt could not be contained. He really, look at him, he is enjoying it too much of shaking his butt. But like, yeah, this look, so the way when Hami shakes his butt, it looks so normal, right? He shakes it so normal, but then the way that Yejun shakes his butt, it's so funny, right? I don't know what is it, but he does it in such a funny way. I don't think anyone can really copy that. I don't know what I don't know how he does that. See, Hamin is so normal, right? It's not funny at all. Just looks so normal. And Yejun is just, oh my gosh. Like every time when I watched this, and like I couldn't stop laughing the whole entire time. I just couldn't believe Yejun's way of shaking his butt is so, it's just so impressive. And so from this point on, yeah, this viral moment, like I can't handle it. Okay, so anyways, yeah. So they go about that and they learn other dances, and then what do they do here? Is that another scary game? Oh my gosh, they do, oh, so hilarious. Okay, they do another scary game, and here they have their heart rates and seeing how their heart rates. See here, Yejun is 107, Hamin is 73. I have no idea why is Hamin not scared of anything. It's really impressive. His heart rate never went above 80, I think. So yeah, so they play another scary game for the laughs as always, and then they play this bunny game. Their teamwork in this bunny game was not bad, but I can't remember any significant moment. But I do remember every time when they play this game, I think was pretty fun. Oh my gosh, and that's Yejun trying to do love dive, and like but anyway, so yeah, just really funny during that season. And then we learn more about Yejun and Hamin and their Yejun. And so yeah, just this was the start of everything, of just all the silly things that continue on. And so into the next video. So this is from Yejun's birthday that happened September 12th, 2023. So this was technically his first live stream birthday party. And so they're still like getting the feeling of everything, and then later on they have traditions of what they do every year on their birthday. But anyway, so this being the first one, they go about it like they usually do, just reading fans' comments, and then they prepare like anything that they want to do, like singing or dancing. But it's really informal. They don't really prepare a lot, and they just celebrate their birthday as so. They get like special decorations on themselves and things like that. And so this started Hamin to start a tradition on Yejun's birthday. So Hamin decides, no. So this has happened on everyone's birthday live, that all the members call in saying happy birthday and just saying nice things to them, and all these touching things. And so from their past birthday lives, I don't think anyone has ever said anything so touching that made me remember, at least in 2023. But here, starting with Yejun's birthday live in 2023, this started the tradition where like they are more touching and more more meaningful, I think. And so I think as the members just get more closer with each other and more comfortable to say their honest feelings to each other, that I think that's why in now the birthday lives, they're more meaningful and touching. And so Hamin, being the guy to start it all, so he decides to write a letter to Yejun, and he reads out this letter to him. And before Hamin reads his letter, he's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so shy. I'm really shy to say all this." Like he wrote this letter because he really wants to say his heartfelt feelings to Yejun, like how much you mean to me, and just I want to wish you a really happy birthday. So he write this out because he wants to say prepare and say all these things well, but he was also like, oh my gosh, I'm too shy. I'm too shy to read out this letter. But then Yejun's like, don't worry about it, just try it. And so they went through just talking things like that. And now I stopped to hear at this point where we hear Hamin's letter, and there are English subtitles, but the translation is kind of weird, but I think you at least can see the main context. Like I don't think it's too out of context of how the translations are. So let's go ahead and see.
물 한 모금만 마실게요.
Okay, he takes a he needs a sip of water before reading his letter. His birthday decoration is so cute.
저도 준비됐어요.
Okay, now he's ready. Yeah, he's so shy, to say the letter is really cute. That's because, so that proves, like, at this time, it's only been a few months since their debut, but they're still so shy and, like, saying their honest feelings to each other. So they're not to that total comfort yet of able to say anything they want to each other, but they do eventually get to that level, which is still very, every time when I see their development, it's just continuously touches me. But yeah, but this proves, like how they still weren't super comfortable yet, but they eventually will. And so anyways, let's see this touching letter from Hamin.
예준이 형. 안녕하세요. 저는 플레이브 예준의 팬 하민입니다.
A fan of Plays Yejun.
진심을 다해 생일 축하드립니다. 사실 평소에도 형에게 하고 싶은 말들, 고마운 마음들을 편지로 선물하고 싶었는데 공교롭게도 오늘 생일이라 생일을 핑계 삼아 마음을 전하려 합니다. 칭찬하고 싶은 말들이 너무 많아서 다 하진 못하겠지만 그중 지금 가장 생각나는 말을 하자면 우선 플레이브의 리더로서 멤버들의 중심을 잘 잡아주셔서 감사합니다. 그리고 멤버들뿐만 아닌 우리 블래스트 그리고 플리 여러분들도 앞으로 우리들을 알게 되실
Last and
대중분들까지도
Plea, the
어떻게
fan
하면
club.
더 좋은 말들과 행동으로 보답하고 즐겁게 해드릴까라는 고민을 깊게 해주시는 모습에 항상 많이 배웁니다. 저도 멋진 형들을 보며 성장하고 긍정적인 생각들을 하게 되다 보니 하루하루가 덕분에 행복합니다. 예준이 형을 처음 만난 이후로 형은 하루라도 빠짐없이 누구보다 열정적이었고 밝게 빛이 났어요. 지금도 마찬가지고 앞으로도 밝게 빛이 나겠지만 형이 정말 힘이 들고 지칠 때 정말 쉬고 싶을 때 그럴 땐 잠시 쉬어도 된다고 말씀드리고 싶어요. 제가 막내이고 동생이지만 그땐 저에게 디디어도 좋고 솔직하게 힘들다고 말해도 돼요. 형에게 좋은 에너지 받은 만큼 저도 앞으로 형이 웃을 수 있게 옆에 있을게요. 우리 다 같이 새로운 역사를 만들어 보아요. 끝으로 다시 한번 생일 축하드리고 오늘 가장 행복한 하루로 기억에 남았으면 좋겠습니다. from 예준이 형의 팬 하민이. 이상입니다.
너무 고맙다.
너무 부끄러워.
he's so embarrassed, but he's like I'm so shy. I'm so shy. And then Yejun was moved to tears, which is very, very cute.
너무 떨려요. 나 전화하는데.
Yeah, he's even nervous. Yeah, Hamin saying he's nervous. Yeah, so yeah, they were still like, not super close yet, but they really care about each other, right? So they're not super close yet, but care for each other so much. It makes Yejun cry.
우리 플리 여러분들과 좀 잘 보내시고.
Yeah, but Hamin is not watching, so he doesn't know of how Yejun is feeling.
전화해줘서 너무 고마워. 생일 축하해줘서 고마워.
아니에요. 저도 2달 뒤에는
So so
와,
so this is
들어갔어.
so this is September 12th, Yejun's birthday, but 2 months later, November, that's Hamin's birthday. So Hamin's comedic timing is so good. So he's like, don't forget my birthday is 2 months later, and then Yejun is like, oh my gosh, my tears went straight back into my eyeballs. So, uh,
고맙다. 야. 진짜 고맙다.
mm,
와,
사랑해요.
고맙다.
oh, cute.
안녕. 연락할게. 전화할게.
네.
어?
Oh.
와,
So yeah, Yejun was really, really touched. But Hamin didn't really know because he wasn't watching but only listening. But Yejun never sounded, emotional. So yeah, but we can clearly see that. Yeah, that was really cute. He coughed. Yeah, but we could clearly see
와,
that Yejun was very emotional. So I do think this also went to the development of their friendship together as Yeline. I still feel like still at that point, um, Hamin still has that fan heart to Yejun, and so not only he sees him as his fan, but also working with him, as a co-member working together, and so Hamin saying those things like, you can rest if you're tired, and I hope that you can lean on me, even though I'm the youngest and I'm younger than you, but I hope that you can still lean on me and that I can help you feel better. So that's just really nice for anyone to say, but definitely coming from Hamin, who's younger than Yejun, that's not something too common to really say to someone older than you. And so that just clearly shows how much Hamin really cares about him, and he feels this way with all the members, but I do think during this time he definitely had more heart and care towards Yejun. I mean, he's the leader, and I'm sure he has a lot of burden to take on, and so it was very, just very, very nice to see that. And so I do think that well, I think all the members help Yejun in all ways, to support each other, but Hamin really being that caring for him, I'm sure helped a lot, and so that, I think, really developed their friendship a lot deeper, which is very sweet. And then I forgot to have this up, but they do a song cover together, Your Ocean, and so I do think that helped in their friendship a lot as well. Like, yeah, Hami wanted to do this cover song, and he picked Yejun for it, and Yejun like right away said, yes, of course I'll do this with you. So yeah, so their friendship at this time was just really, 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 I don't know how to explain it, but they're really nice to each other. I don't think it's family level yet, but it's just like Hami just really looks up to Yejun. Yeah. So at this level in their first year together, Hamid really looks up to Yejun a lot, and so he really looks up to him as a fan and like as a co-member, and so I feel like that was the basis of their friendship during the first year. But it does develop later, and so I will get into that in 1 second. So we're in this period of their time where it was very just leaning on each other and looking up to each other, helping each other. It was a very, very sweet time between the two of them as Yeline. And so into the next video, this is one of my favorite videos to watch, is them playing Animal Crossing. So so when I watched this for the first time, I've only heard of Animal Crossing, but I never knew how exactly you play the game. It just looks like very simple. You just, create your own village and like you do all these tasks and stuff. I was not never interested in it, but after I saw them play in this live stream, after I saw them play, I'm like, I'm so curious to play this game now because it looks kind of fun. So it's very simple, but it actually looked kind of fun based on how they played it. And so thanks to them, that's why I started playing Animal Crossing, and I still play Animal Crossing even until now. I started playing earlier this year, and I still enjoy it. But I think when you play it for the first time, there's still lots of things to do. I want to collect all the animals and stuff like that. So I'm still in the beginning stages of what to do. But I think after a few years of playing Animal Crossing, you practically finish it, and then you don't need to play it anymore, right? But anyways, I I really did enjoy watching them play Animal Crossing, and then now that I know how to play Animal Crossing, when I watch this again, knowing how to play the game, it made me enjoy watching this a lot more as well. And so this is so cute. Hamin designed his own shirt of Spider-Man, and he said it took him a really long time to make it, but that's really talented to design things in this game. And so he made a really nice Spider-Man shirt. Only the front side, he couldn't do the whole side, but he really did a good job in making it. And so, Yejun, he's never played this game before, but he just had like a short tutorial beforehand of like how to do things. But Hamin said he played Animal Crossing a lot when he was younger. So I think he played the old versions of the game, and like he had a lot of experience. He said he even won the gold fishing pole, which means that he collected all the different types of fish or something. I don't know, but he said he accomplished a lot in the game. And so this is his first time playing this version of the game, which is called New Horizons. So this is his first time playing it, and he sees the differences of it compared to the older versions, but he still sees in general is still basically the same style though. And so he teaches Yejun a lot of what to do and how does the game work, and it's so adorable. It's so adorable the way that he's explaining about it, but Yejun honestly doesn't seem like he's listening, but it's okay. But I appreciated hearing all the explanation of Hamin, because that convinced me to want to play the game, because it really sounded so interesting to me, and all the things that they did. And so every time when I watch this, it's just like a nice, it's so calming to hear, and it's so cute how they play with each other, and then all the silly things they do, like they compete fishing, and they also compete of diving to catch stuff. And yeah, it was just really cute. It's really cute. So I really recommend watching this and see all the cute things they do together. But okay. So anyway, so they do this live stream November 9th, 2023. So 2 months since Yejun's birthday, but also Hamin's birthday just passed. And I forgot, I should have pulled up Hamin's birthday, but Yejun made an appearance during Hamin's birthday live, and that was a total surprise. He didn't tell anyone. Hamin didn't even know. So they went through the tradition that only the members would call in, but no one would come and bring as a surprise. Just show up as a surprise. So Yejun was the first one to start that tradition. So now in all their birthday lives, a member comes to celebrate with them and be the surprise. But then they don't make it as a surprise. Like they know the member is gonna come, and so it's not as what's the word? It's not as special anymore. But they do the tradition every time it's someone's birthday that a member or all the members would come and celebrate their birthday. So I do think that's very nice. They start these traditions. And so anyway, so Yejun showed up at Hamin's birthday live stream because of he was so touched by Hamin's letter during his birthday live, and so he wanted to do something even more for Hami. So he wanted to show up, and he read his letter to Hami in person. And from my memory, I don't think Yejun's letter was that touching, but it's okay. Okay, it's okay. I think Hami is really more touching with his words compared to any of the other members. And so that's why I didn't pull up Hami's birthday live. I totally forgot about Yejun showing up, but I didn't think it developed their friendship. I think it just confirmed their friendship. Like they still look up to each other a lot. They really rely on each other a lot, and they really were developing such a strong friendship during their first year as Plave, and it all started just because of Hamin being such a huge fan of Yejun, and he really wants to support and help him a lot because he really admires him. So I always found that just really, really sweet and caring. And yeah, that's just always it just really touches me how Yeline was supporting each other a lot during that time. And so when they were playing this game together, it's just really a nice healing, calming time. I really recommend it just to watch for fun and see them be silly. And I wish they would play Animal Crossing again. They never played Animal Crossing again, but then again, there's not something new to play. I think they probably will wait until the next version of Animal Crossing to play in a live stream, maybe, but I would like to see them play Animal Crossing again. Would be nice. So into the next live stream. Now we are in more recent ones. So this was from November 28th, 2024. Wow. So here we are 1 year later since the Animal Crossing live stream. So 1 year later, and how did their friendship continue? So this live stream, which is the rare times when they have a live stream of only two members, because usually two members would be doing the radio show, but this is one of the rare times where they had two people for a live stream instead of three, and so it ended up being Yetline. And so for this one, they play this game where it's similar to when Yejun and Noah did the penguin of like being tied on a rope to each other. So this is another version of that, but instead they are like in this really scary it's real, yeah, and they sadly fell down. They didn't know that booby trap was going to be there. And so yeah, so they play this game that's more scary. I wish they could have done the penguin again, would be more nice to look at. But this game though is more challenging, and I think it's like more I don't know, more, what's the word, more to look at than the penguin game, I guess. But anyway, so they play this game and then see how their teamwork is of tied together and then going through all these obstacles. And so the thing is that Pambi and Uno play this game a few weeks earlier, and so the way that they played the game, it was quite chaotic. Like, they are besties, you know, they've been friends since they were kids, but they struggle in teamwork a lot, Pambi and Uno. And so I think they have Yejun and Hamin play it to see as like if they act differently than how Bambi and Uno play it. And indeed they do play very differently. So first off, Yejun and Hamin are totally fine at teamwork. They don't get mad at each other. They try to figure it out together, and they go through it just very, very calmly and fine. I don't think they ever fought at all. So I think that just shows how their friendship has grown up to this point. They're more comfortable with each other, and they work just fine. And so at this point, I couldn't find any other videos to show how their friendship has developed, because for the longest time it was just Hamin admiring and looking up to Yejun, and Yejun taking care of Hamin as like a younger bro. And so they had that relationship for most of Plav's early years, but then up until like late 2024, which is when Hamin was more comfortable with all the members, and he really develops like in all their friendships, it all develops really, really fast and quickly. And so when it comes to Yeline, I think that Hamin has gone to the point where he's so comfortable with Yejun that he's not looking at him as a big fan anymore. I feel like I don't think I've ever seen him act dotingly or like looking up to him the way that he used to be in 2023. And so it is now, I think, in their friendship where he treats him as like a regular older bro, which I think is kind of the same way as how he acts with Noah, but I think he treats Noah as like a really, really like older bro. Like, I would always make fun of you and tease you. Like, he has really, really jokes with Noah a lot. But Yejun, he does joke with him quite often, like in that radio show of the five of them, of him making fun of Yejun, that he would say take out his part if he can't sing. So those that Hamin was ruthless. He was ruthless in how he makes fun of Yejun, but I don't think he's that ruthless when it comes to Noah. So I find that so interesting how they've developed, where Hamin used to always fanboy about Yejun, but now he's so ruthless to Yejun when it comes to joking with him. But that shows how close they are with each other, the comfort with each other, and that's the development I've seen from Hamin. I don't see him admiring, but instead is just treating him as like an older bro. You're my cool older bro. You're the leader of the group, and so I still look up to you. But you're just a bro to me now. So I feel like they've come to that point of we get along just fine. We're just bros, and not admiring him as a fan anymore. And if I remember from Yejun's birthday live, that Hamin's message to Yejun, I don't think was touching. I can't remember. I mean, I didn't pull up the video because I didn't remember anything touching from there. Oh yeah. But the thing is, during Yejun's birthday live, he was sick, and so he had all the members come out to his birthday live, oh yeah, it was really funny. Like Yejun was teaching Hamin how to dance, right? Which is really, really funny, right? But that was the concept of it's Yejun's birthday, so he's teaching all the members how to do these things and teaching Hamin how to dance. It was really cute and funny. And so yeah. So there was nothing touching that happened, but just their friendship has developed to where they're just two bros having fun. They are like family, legit. They have now gone to the point, all of them, treat each other like family, not really doting on each other. We're just all bros working together, and we enjoy each other's company. We work together just fine, and yeah, and oh my gosh, they fall down again. So every time when Bambi and Uno fall down, they get really frustrated. But Yejun and Hamin, they're just like, oh, let's just get back up again, you know. So they're just like they just take it in stride, basically. And so I admire that they never really get too upset. They're very, very chill when it comes to playing these games, but they definitely are competitive. They want to complete the game as soon as possible, and they do eventually, complete the game quite quickly compared to how Pombi and Uno was. They completed it quite quickly. Anyways, into the final video is Yejun and Hamin recent radio show together. So they did this April 14, 2025. So this was 3 months ago. And look at Hamin here. So I don't know why the staff made his shoes have the cat paws, but that's so cute. And so Hamin didn't know that either. So when he discovered it, he's like, oh my gosh, why do I have my cat paw shoes here? And so here's him showing it off because it's super cute. And yeah, so let's just let me just comment. This is the ending comment about Yeline. So if I remember, this was only 2 months ago, but I can't really remember what happened. But overall, I just see their friendship has developed to the point where where Hamin is not fanboying anymore. He just treats him as a regular bro, which I feel he treats Noah in the same way, and he jokes with them, teases with them, talks with them just as a like I can still tell they have an age gap together. I don't think they're to the point where they're super friendly where we don't see the age gap, but we still see the age gap with them, but they're so friendly as an older bro to a younger bro. And see, like, so silly things like that. So Hamin tells Yejun, can you try to draw a triangle with one hand and a circle with the other hand? And like, yeah, Yejun couldn't really do it, but like, you know, like I like that Yejun, like he really he really like goes along with the silly things they do. So again, yeah, see, Hamin can do it quite well. The triangle and a square, I think. Yeah, can you see that? Yeah, he does it pretty well, but it takes time for him to get it. But anyways, yeah, and then Yejun tries it again. So anyways, that's one cute thing about their friendship. Like yeah, Yejun would go along with whatever Hamin wants to do, but yeah, he gives up quite easily. So yeah, I'm just trying to think what else has happened, like past live streams between the two of them. Yeah, I think overall I don't see them talk about yeah line often. Like they used to take so much pride on like we are yeah line, and you know yeah line is better than no line. And then Noah, like for his line, he keeps saying all the time like Hamin is part of no line because Hamin like makes a lot of jokes that's very no line style, and so he thinks at this point, yeah, June, you're not in yeah line anymore, you're in no line. And then so but Hamin always denies it. He's like, no, I'm still in yeah line. But anyways, I do think they talk less about how strong their yeah line friendship has been because yeah, Hamin has matured and he is no longer fanboying over him, but he just treats him as a regular bro. And so I think that's just continually will be their unit name will continue to be yeah line. Because it started that way, but I find it so interesting that it's so much less now than how it was in 2023. But it's okay. It's so great to see them develop their friendship and be more comfortable. And so yeah, as we can see, they're so comfortable and just chilling. And yeah, I think that's all my comments about this. I am shocked that this is the shortest one that I've talked about, but I feel like there's less stories to talk about with Yejun and Haminat. I think about it. Yeah. So I'm just glad to see how they help each other grow. All the members helped each other to grow in some sense, and so every time when I see each pairing this way, like specifically, is like I can totally tell how they really grow and develop from each other. Is really just really nice to see. Okay, so yeah, I think that's all to say on Yeline. So in conclusion, since I've now talked about all the pairings with Hamin, I think in my opinion, I mean, I'm so biased. I still like Hamin and Bombi the best, but that's totally me being biased because I really like them two the best in play. Um, but I think the best pairing with Hamin has to be with Uno. The more that I think about it, him with Uno, they match each other so well. I'm always so impressed with how well they match with each other. And so every time when I see them together, it really, really warms my heart. So I think they're the best pairing objectively if I'm taking out my bias. I think Hamin and Uno get along the best and they develop a lot together and yeah, just every time I see them together, even from the beginning when they were just meeting for the first time, but with both of them being okay as like extroverts, I think they quickly got along really well compared to the other members. So I do think they are most likely the best one, Hamin and Uno. And then I would say with Pambi, like at this point, Hamin should admit that he's Palmline, in my opinion, because he never stops talking about how cute Bambi is. He always dotes on him. He's always like, oh my gosh, he's always taking care of him. He's always like, I've never seen him be so caring and loving to any other member besides Bombi. So I'm really thinking he has to be part of Palmline at some point, but I don't think that will go with their concept. He will forever be Yeline in my opinion. But I really think that Hamin suits more with Palmline because he really shows so much care and love to Bombi that I've never seen him do to any other member. So just my opinion. And so I do think that Hamin and Pambi, they have developed so much in their friendship and relationship, how they, yeah, just everything, just it always fascinates me, like how they were in the beginning. They were not super close, but then as time went on, now Hamin is like super, super, super loving to Bombi. But then Bombi, as we find out, he's really, really loving towards Hamin as well, even though he doesn't show it well. And so that's just warms my heart. And so I do think, yeah, their pairing is my bias. Like they're just, I really like to see how they develop and keep developing their friendship. And then I still like Hamin with Noah because if it wasn't for Noah, we wouldn't have Hamin here in play. And I think they are more so of like the most hilarious of them as a duo, of how much they make fun of each other, and Hamin's way of like controlling Noah in some sense so that he doesn't get his nose sliding. So I feel like they're more like the comedic duo, I guess. Yeah, and then with Yejun, he's also quite funny with Yejun. I mean, they have all those viral moments together, but they are probably the most normal out of all the pairings with Hamin. Hamin and Yejun is the most normal, not chaotic. They're totally just each other's bros at this point. Not super line how it was in the past, but we know how it has been in their friendship from beginning to now, and it's really nice. It's really nice. And so that concludes with Hamin's pairings, and then I need to go through all the other pairings later. I think at this point I need to take a break. I need to rest up, and hopefully my injury will feel okay after I get some more rest. And then, but then later today they're gonna do that TikTok live. That's at 8 p.m. So we'll see if I can have time to make more videos along with seeing their lives. I mean, I would love to like comment about their TikTok live right after it ends. Maybe will I do that? I don't know. Okay, we'll see later. So as always, thanks for watching and listening to the dozens of people who find my videos. Like, whatever. I'm just doing this for me. I really enjoy doing these, and it's making me feel better mentally and physically as I'm going through this stuff. So until next time.